The first time uncontrollable, crippling panic overtook me was in the fall of 2008. I knew in my gut that something was wrong, but little did I know that this would be the start of years and years of mentally excruciating pain. It was in this moment that I decided to leave my faith as a Hindu. It didn't make any sense to me why the loving Hindu gods would let me suffer so much, especially at such a young age. It never really felt like I could cast any of my worries upon those gods, and so I labeled myself as either an agnostic or an atheist, depending on the day. Throughout high school and my early years of college, I battled with crippling anxiety disorders. Though my mind felt numb and paralyzed from the pain, I was able to fake the functioning for a while. I went through my teen years always in a funk, a fog, a disconnection. The very disconnection I felt from the Hindu gods and myself was the same disconnect I felt from myself and the world. I felt hopeless and alone. My freshman year of college, a girl named Priscilla was assigned to be my lab partner in a science class. We got to talking and started to build a friendship. I opened up about my anxiety to her, and it was the first time I ever heard someone say to me too. She asked if she could share a Bible verse with me that helps her during her times of anxiety. My initial thought was that she was just another one of those Christians who was trying to convert me, but I figured that I would go ahead and let her have a chance. The verse she shared with me was 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. In that moment, I felt a rush through my body. It was like I could feel something, despite all of the fog. Over time, Priscilla kept pursuing me. The love of Christ I experienced from her led me to eventually give my own life to Christ. Kensington became a part of my life when my friend got married and moved away. I realized that my faith was more so just an extension of her faith, and I wanted to find my own relationship with Christ. Last year, I struggled with my worst bout of anxiety to date. With agoraphobia, which is the name of my disorder, most people have their safe space that they don't want to leave. For most people, it's their home or their room. For a reason still completely inexplicable, my safe place became my car. I couldn't leave. For almost an entire year, I had to drop out of class and quit working in order to pursue full-time car living. Everyday tasks became such a huge battle. I remember days where it took me hours to leave my car just to take a shower. Though I couldn't go to school, and I couldn't go into stores or even sometimes step foot into my own living room, I was able to go to every single church service on a Sunday. Whenever I was at Kensington, I felt safe. Whether it was an 1829 worship event or a noon service on a Sunday, I felt the Holy Spirit so strongly whenever I would be inside the walls of Kensington. The first time I went to a Sunday service, I remember sitting next to a girl named Renee. When Steve Andrews told us to shake hands with the person sitting next to us, I shook hands with her. She gave me the most welcoming smile and asked me if I was new. She told me about small groups and gave me her phone number, saying that she would be available if I ever had any questions. Time went on and I continued to grow in my own personal faith. I began to know what it was truly like to be loved by Jesus. Earlier this year, I decided to publicly declare my faith to everyone. I got baptized in March and decided that there was no turning back this time. Because Jesus has healed me, I no longer need the car for safety. I just need Him. Thanks to Him, I'm back in school and set to graduate in December. Thanks to Him, I'm working again. Thanks to Him, I have a community of supportive friends from Kensington, all the way from 1829 to Celebrate Recovery friends and more. But above all, thanks to Him, I have a place to cast my anxiety because I know He cares for me.
I love knowing Roma, and I love what Jesus Christ has done in her life. And as I'm listening to her story, I'm just praying that even today, there are people that are listening to her story that are finding hope that Jesus Christ actually really cares for you too. You know, that's why we do weekend services. That's why we do the Celebrate Recovery, where people are breaking the hole that anxiety and crippling addiction has had in their life. That's why we have started an incredible 1829 ministry for these young people that are learning to engage with God and follow Him and serve Him with their lives. Do you realize that when you give to Kensington, you give to stories like Roma's? You give to see people get free from what's holding them back from being fully what Jesus Christ has intended them to be. And so this year in, I'm actually challenging you, inviting you and challenging you to make a year-end Christmas gift to Kensington. It's what I'm going to do because honestly, I believe it's worth my life. I believe it's worth everything I've got, and I believe it's worth your life too. I mean, honestly, what better investment could we make in our lives than seeing stories like Roma's take root in this world?